Number 4 here, Paolo Banchero has slowed down a bit from his early dominance. He had a great game early in the season against Chet Holmgren, where he had 20 points in the first half, started to slow down due to cramping in that game. Over the course of his last 7 games, he's averaging 14.9 points on 14.9 shots per game. Is he still a candidate for the number 1 overall pick?
He is still a candidate. I don't have him 1 on my board. I have him closer to 4 or 5. I went to Duke BC this week, and part of it was I wanted to get there early. I want to see him shoot in warm-ups because it's different in the game, right? You're looser. You're just getting ready, getting a sweat, getting a lather. And he can catch and shoot in rhythm from 3. And that's been the hang-up for me and why I don't have him as a top 3 guy is at his size, he has to be able to shoot and do it with confidence. So I don't know if it's a mental thing in the games. I don't know if he just has like a little bit of hesitation, but I at least saw with my own eyes that like he has it. He can do it. So while the shooting has been down, I will give him credit. Other parts of his game have emerged. His passing has been a lot better. It's been a lot more crisp. It's been a lot more creative. He had some nice ones on the move against Duke. He whipped one to the corner for an open 3. He had like a little dump off at the end of the first half right before the horn to Mark Williams for a dunk. He's seeing the play develop a little bit more before getting to his move. And he'll show you how hard of a defensive assignment he is when it's a side or high post isolation. It got to a point in that game where if you weren't sending a second guy or rotating, it was really game over. With his feet and his strength and his shoulders and his base with a little bit of a touch, that's a really hard guy to stop. So he's a jump shot away. He really is. If somehow he becomes a plus shooter from 3 in February and March and into the tournament, we see some workout videos filter out, I wouldn't completely rule him out going number 1. It's still close. It's just not quite there yet for me.
Yeah, the reason that I don't have him at number 1 at this point, I do have him at number 3, is we just spent all this time talking about Chet Holmgren's defense.
Yeah.
And I don't want to say Paulo is a bad defender. I don't think he's terrible. I think he knows where to be. I think he's a smart, intuitive player. He just has real physical limitations that, Chet also has some physical limitations in terms of strength, but Paulo is just not nearly as impactful on that end because he doesn't have the lateral quickness that Chet does. And he just doesn't have the rim protection that Chet does. Like he plays next to Mark Williams a lot and plays next to Theo John decent amount whenever Theo's out there. But he almost always needs a rim protector because he's not like a totally natural shot blocker on the interior. He's not terrible at it. He's just like not, he's not a primary rim protector necessarily.
Which is some of the fit thing too. If you got a team in the lottery that has a rim protector and he can just step in and be a 4 and take a few chances and not be the best laterally, but you have that guy behind you, that definitely helps his case.
Yeah, no, I agree with that. But is he quick enough to guard 4s? There's that little bit of like he might be in between positions a little bit. Like the tweener thing is no longer like, oh, it's the 3-4 tweener, right? Like it's the 4-5 tweener. Can you go out on the perimeter and guard laterally against 1s and 2s? Can you be switchable? Or can you be like a drop covered center who can just stay in the paint and protect the rim at a high level?
And if you do that enough, then I think the good part is offensively, he'll roast 5s out on the perimeter. You pull out that 5, that's what he wants to do, and he'll get to the rim and draw fouls, get to the free throw line, shoots well enough there. That's why it's layered. We don't know the offense and defense and why big boards can look different than mock drafts and what it looks like on draft night too.